of your day. Okay, so starting in a seat, however is most comfortable for you. Take a second, roll your shoulders up by your ears. So you exhale, slide them down your back. Take a deep breath in through your nose and sigh it out. Take another breath in. As you sigh it out, let your eyes float closed. Just take a few breaths here, finding your Ujjayi breath if that's comfortable. So pressing your tongue lightly to the top palate of your mouth, causing a bit of a constriction in the back of your throat so your breath is more audible. Begin to lengthen your inhales and your exhales, making them equal to one another. So it doesn't matter how long they are or how short they are. Just try and make your inhales and exhales equal. And just use this time to note how you feel today without trying to change anything, just being a bit aware of yourself. Noting any places in your body that maybe feel a bit tight or a bit sore, as well as the places that also feel pretty damn good. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, gently let your eyes open, and then making your way to your feet nice and slowly, and we'll start at the top of our mats. So with your feet hip width distance to start off with, identifying, we're going to go through Sun Salutation B. So I find that I quite like my first one to be hip widths apart, give your hamstrings and your hips a bit of time to warm up. Finding that small little tuck of your pelvis. Think of it more as a lengthening of your tailbone rather than like a tuck right under. Take a deep breath in, squeeze your shoulders up by your ears. And as you exhale, let them slide down your back, finding a nice open chest. Pulling your bottom ribs in, avoiding that jutting banana chest. Draw your lower belly in, reaching up through the crown, making sure that you feel grounded on all four corners of your feet. Take a second to spread your toes, really feel the earth beneath your feet. Take my jumper off. Okay. So take a deep breath in and circle, sweep your arms up to the sky. As you exhale, send your hips back and down and bring your fingers to touch the floor. Take a second, lengthen your spine. And inhale, bring your arms up overhead into chair pose. Draw your lower belly in, squeeze your bum cheeks. If you look down, you should be able to see your toes. If you can't, draw your shins back slightly. One more inhale here. Exhale, fold forward over your legs. Bring a gentle bend to your knees. We're still warming up. So trying to find the connection between your lower belly and your thighs. And we work on lengthening our hamstrings from there. Inhale, find your half lift, flat spine, bringing your hands to your shins, your thighs, or maybe the floor. Inhale here. Exhale, plant your palms and step back to your plank pose. Take a second, watch your shoulders are over your wrists. Spread your hands, push your hands down into the mat to help protract your shoulders to avoid any dumping of the chest. And squeeze, grip the mat with your fingertips. You almost feel like you're scrunching it to help activate your forearms and protect your wrists. Take a deep breath in here. You can lower down onto your knees. Or exhale, shift the weight forward, bending the elbows at 90 degrees, coming into our chaturanga. Take a breath in here. Exhale, lower all the way down. Plant your hands by your shoulders. Squeeze your shoulder blades together, pull your elbows back, which we're not flying out here. And as you inhale, engage your glutes, push your legs down into the mat, lift your chest off the floor. Pull the mat towards you, finding your cobra pose. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, lower down. You can use your knees if you need to. Tuck your toes. Take a deep breath in, engage your core. Exhale, pushing back to our down dog. Use your knees there if you need to, we're still warming up. Take a second in your down dog. Watch your hands are shoulder width apart, not narrower or wider. I'm finding that external rotation of your arms. So feeling like you're twisting your elbow armpit to face forward, strengthening through your shoulders. Take a deep breath in, lengthen your torso, and draw your ribs and belly in, which you're dumping your chest. Inhale, rise high up onto your tippy toes. Send your sit bones high to the sky. Exhale, soften your heels down towards the mat. Doesn't matter if they touch the mat or not. Just feel that grounding sensation. Shift your weight into your left foot. Inhale, send your right leg up to the sky. Doesn't matter how high it goes, just keep your hips square, watching it opening up to the side. Take a breath in. Exhale, pull the knee in towards your chest, and then place the foot down. So we're going to come into our warrior one. So spinning the back foot down at 45 degrees. The traditional posture is heel to heel, but I prefer being hip width, because then you can really begin to square your hips. So bring your hands to your hips for a second. Make sure they're nice and square. Ground down through your right foot and feel like you're pulling your foot in towards you to activate your abductors, your inner thighs. Squeeze your inner thighs together. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, bend deeper into that front leg. Engage your glutes here as well, grounding down. One more inhale here. Exhale, bring your hands down to the mat, step back into your plank pose. Exhale, find your chaturanga. You can lower your knees here. Inhale, finding up dog. So with up dog, we push our feet down, activate the legs so they're lifting up, and pulling your hips towards your wrists. Roll your shoulders back to open your chest. One more inhale here. Exhale, tuck the toes, strong core, push back into your down dog. Take a second, find your down dog. Hands shoulder width, that rotation of the arms, drawing your belly and ribs in. Then bring your weight into your right foot. Inhale, left leg up to the sky. Again, it doesn't matter how high it goes, just keep the hips square, watching it opening out. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, draw the knee towards your chest. Really push into your hands to lift your torso high. So then you've got room to place your foot down. Spin the back foot down at 45 degrees. Inhale, reach your arms up overhead. You can bring your hands to your hips again to help really find that squaring of the hips here. I find, yeah, if I'm slightly wider hip width, you can actually square your hips. If you're here, it can be a little bit more difficult and balance can be an issue. So widen the stance for yourself if you need to. Inhale, arms up overhead. And again, grounding down through that left foot and feel like you're pulling it in to really activate your front leg. Find strength in your pose here. Activate all your pelvic floor. Inhale here. Exhale, hands come down to the mat. Step the foot back. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, shift the weight forward. Chaturanga. Use your knees here if you need to. Inhale, find up dog. Maybe finding a little bit more of a lift in your chin this time without dumping your head back. Exhale to our down dog. Take a few breaths here, maybe pedal the feet out if that's nice. Maintaining that length of your spine. And then we're going to walk the feet forward to our hands, really trying to do it heel toe. It's a lot harder, but really trying to go heel toe to the top of the mat. Bring your big toes together to touch, small gap between the heels of your feet. Inhale to our halfway lift. Draw the belly in, shoulder blades pull back, weight slightly forward on our toes. Exhale, forward fold. Bring that bend to your knees if you need it here to maintain a long spine and find that belly-thigh connection. Take a deep breath in and find your chair pose. Squeeze the legs together here. Draw the belly in. Arms pull back towards your ears. Deep breath. Take a deep breath in. And exhale. Inhale, come all the way up to standing. Exhale, hands at heart center. So we're going to do that again to just get ourselves a little bit warmer, but we're going to move a bit quicker through it so we can really get ourselves nice and warmed up before we go into some deeper stretching, especially as it's early. Okay. Inhale. Arms up overhead. Exhale, sink the hips back and down into your chair pose. Take a deep breath in here. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Really activate your legs here. Exhale, you can step or you can hop back to your plank pose. Draw the belly in, that slight lengthening of the tailbone. Take a deep breath in here. Exhale, shift the weight forward, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Okay, placing your weight in your left foot. Inhale, right leg up to the sky. Push through your hands. Keep the hips square. Exhale, step the foot forward to your low lunge. Spin the back foot down. Inhale, coming into your warrior one. Use your pelvic floor to help keep you balanced. Drawing that front heel towards you. Take a deep breath in, reach the arms up high. Exhale to your plank pose. Take a deep breath in here. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Sending your weight into your right foot. Inhale, left leg up to the sky. Push into your hands. Hips stay square. Exhale, step the foot forward. Low lunge. Spin the back foot down at 45 degrees. Inhale, find your warrior one. Bend deeply into that front leg. Draw the heel in towards you. Squeeze your inner thighs together. Take a deep breath in here. Exhale to your plank pose. Take a deep breath in. Grip the mat with your fingertips. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale to your up dog. Active in the legs. Exhale to your down dog. Look forward to your hands. Come high onto your tippy toes. Bend your knees deeply. Take a deep breath in, and as we exhale, we're going to step or hop to the top of the mat. So deep breath in. Exhale to the top of the mat. Inhale to your halfway lift. Weight slightly forward on the toes. Exhale to fold. Activate your quads here. Your quads help protect and lengthen your hamstrings. So don't just put it all in your hamstrings. Inhale, find your chair pose. Exhale here. Inhale, rise high to your Tadasana. Exhale, hands at heart center. Okay. Open your feet so they're hip width apart. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, bend your knees and swan dive over your legs. Taking your peace fingers around your big toes. Take a deep breath in, lengthen your spine till your arms straighten. That might mean bending your legs. If your legs are straight, but your back's like this, bend your legs, lengthen the spine. Engage your quads here. Exhale, fold forward, using your peace fingers to help pull your torso closer towards your legs. I'm going to take a few breaths here. Really activating the legs, lifting the kneecaps up, engage your quads. That will really help you here to not only get more length in your hamstrings, but to help prevent ripping and tearing and damaging of your hamstrings. So use them here. Spread your bum cheeks. See how that gives you a little bit more space in your hips. Nice deep breaths here. Really finding that Ujjayi breath if you've lost it. Your tongue pressing into the top palate of your mouth. Breathing in and out through your nose. It's difficult, but with practice. Keep breathing deep. Okay, gently release your fingers, bending your knees as you inhale, rolling the spine all the way up, leaving your head till last. Bring your feet back together into our Tadasana. Big toes together to touch, small little gap between your heels. Lift your kneecaps to engage your quads. Lengthening through the tailbone, lower belly draws in, ribs pull in. Arms out to the side. Inhale, circle sweep arms up to the sky. Take your gaze up to look up at your fingertips. Exhale, bend the knees and swan dive forward. Inhale to your half lift. Nice flat spine. Exhale, step back to your down dog. If you want to check the placement of your down dog, you can lower your knees. You should be roughly in a tabletop. And then lift your hips up and back. Again, trying to get your armpits to look at one another, activating and strengthening through your shoulders. Ribs pull in. Take your weight into your left foot. Inhale, right leg up to the sky. Stay strong in the shoulders here. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, draw your right knee to your right tricep. Trying to squeeze that heel in towards your glute. Inhale, right leg back to the sky. Strong in the shoulders. Exhale, tap your knee to your nose. Inhale, back to three-legged dog. Exhale, twist the knee across to your left tricep. Inhale, back to your three-legged dog. And then bend the knee and open your hips. So coming into your scorpion dog. Opening the hips here. But trying to keep your shoulders square. Watch you're not really just opening your whole side body. Try and bring it more into just your hips. So strong in the shoulders, pushing the hands down. Take a few breaths here, really trying to reach the knee high. Inhale, straighten the leg and re-square your hips. Exhale, step the foot forward to your low lunge. Bring the back knee down. You can keep the toes tucked or bring them flat, whichever is your preference. And inhale into your crescent pose. Again, like we did in Warrior 1, pull the heel of your foot towards you. Activate your hamstrings and your abductors. So you're not just dipping forward with no real engagement here. Squaring the hips, gently tucking the pelvis slightly so you really feel the stretch in your hip flexor. Inhale, arms up overhead. Should feel like quite a lot in your legs if you're really pulling that heel towards you. Deep breath in here. Exhale, bring your left hand down to the mat and swim your right arm back. Lift your back leg and take hold of the foot. And watch here that I know when we do this in like corkscrew, we open this hip, but keep this leg pulling in, trying to just focus on our hamstring here rather than the opening of the hip too. So to do that, really pull that heel towards you. As you inhale, kick the foot into the hand, open the shoulder, you should feel your whole quad engage too. Exhale, pull the heel in towards your glute. We'll take some deep breaths here. With every exhale, seeing if you can pull it in a little bit more. We're not forcing anything. If you're quite open in the hips, you can lower down onto your forearm here, if that's nice, but keep the right knee pulling in. Don't let it flare out. Deep breaths. Really trying to breathe space and softness into that thigh, the quad and hip flexor. Take one more big breath in. Exhale, gently release the leg, no slingshotting it back. and bring yourself back onto your hands. You might need to slide the back knee back slightly, then send your hips back and straighten your front leg. Watch that your hips are square here. It doesn't matter if the leg doesn't completely straighten, but our habit is to do the whole pissing on a lamppost thing. Really try and pull your right hip back. Inhale, find a nice flat back. Exhale, gently folding over that front leg. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold. Engage your quad here, like I said before. If you're just craning your legs straight and pushing down from your kneecap, you're going to damage your hamstring. Flex the foot, because that helps you engage the front side of your leg anyway, and really activate your quad. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold, and we'll take a few breaths here. Watch that you're not in a place in your body where your body is screaming at you to back off. Being at the point where you feel a nice sensation of stretch. Draw your lower belly in, lift your pelvic floor. One more inhale here. Exhale, coming back to your low lunge. Tuck the back toes and lift the back leg. So we're going to come into a standing split. Doesn't matter if it's not a complete split. It's more of an active stretch where you've actually got to use your muscles here. So if I show you from this way, you're going to take your right hand to your right ankle. Bring your left hand out so it's acting like a stand for you. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, lift the back leg up to the sky. Trying to keep the hips square. So you might find your leg literally just gets here. And that's fine. Trying to gently fold over your torso, over your front leg. Activating that front leg, the one that's on the floor, your right foot. Engaging your quad and really engaging your left glute. That's what you'll use to help get that leg higher. Take some deep breaths here. It's a lot, but it's an active stretch, so you really understand how much muscle engagement you need as well. Strengthening our legs as well as stretching. Try and breathe deep, keep reaching that heel higher. One more inhale. Exhale, gently bring the left leg to meet the right, coming into your forward fold. And just note the difference in your legs right now. One might feel a bit looser. Deep breaths. Inhale to your halfway lift. Exhale, plant the palms and then jump back to plank or step. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, chaturanga. Send your weight forward there to give your shoulders space. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Okay, so we're going to go to the other side. So send your weight into your right foot. Inhale, left leg up to the sky. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, draw your left knee to your left tricep. Push through your hands here. Inhale, left leg back to the sky. Watch you don't collapse in the shoulders. Exhale, tap your knee to your nose. Inhale, left leg back to the sky. Keep the hips square. Exhale, twist the knee across. Inhale, back to three-legged dog. And as you exhale, bend the knee and open the hip. Keeping the shoulders square, so really grounding down through and pushing through that left hand. Take some deep breaths here, keep reaching that knee higher. Pulling the right heel down to help feel stretch in that hamstring and calf too. Inhale, straighten the legs and re-square the hips. Exhale, coming into your low lunge, step the foot forward. Lower the back knee down and inhale, rising up. You might be a bit higher here as well. This pose will very much depend on your hip mobility as well. So don't try and strive to be in your deepest. Just try and find a nice stretch. Again, pulling the left heel towards you. Feel how that makes a difference in your leg. You'll feel it if you really pull it in, activating all of your abductors, squeezing your inner thighs together, strengthening your legs as well as stretching. Reach the arms up overhead, lengthen through the side body. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, right hand comes down. Keep that left knee drawn in towards your chest. Inhale, swim the arm back. Take hold of the right foot. Kick the foot into the hand, opening the shoulder, and you'll feel it activating your whole quad as well. And as you exhale, pull the heel in towards your glute. Staying with your breath. Watch you're not just craning and craning it and you're clutching your breath and you're holding onto your bum hole like there's no tomorrow. Release your bum. Try and find some softness here. Allow your breath to make space. Your breath and your body need to work together, not fight against each other. You might find this side's a bit more mobile than the other side, or it's a hell of a lot tighter. That's just an observation we make, an awareness we have. One more deep breath in. Exhale, gently release that leg, no slingshotting. Bring your left hand down to frame your foot. Slide your back leg back just slightly and straighten your front leg. Doesn't matter if it doesn't completely straighten. Flex the foot again, no pissing on a lamppost. Pull the left hip down. Inhale, find a nice flat back, reaching through the crown. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, lengthen the spine, keeping that foot flexed, engaging your quad. Exhale, folding forward. Take some deep breaths here. Active through that left leg. Don't let it go limp. Should be a lot of engagement going on there. Be using your exhales to find softness in it too. Take some deep breaths. Doesn't matter how folded over you are. One more inhale here. And exhale. Bring the weight forward. Tuck the back toe. Lift the hips. So we're going to come into that standing split on the other side. So again, like before, taking your left hand to hold on to your left ankle. Right hand out to the side. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, send the leg up to the sky. Again, it doesn't matter how high it goes. This pose is a lot of effort. So really grounding down through the left heel, active through the left leg. Your right bum cheek is super engaged right now, pulling your leg higher, trying to keep your hips square. Take some deep breaths. Trying to pull your torso closer to your front leg with every exhale. With every inhale, reaching for length. Just take a few more breaths here. It's a lot. Stay strong. One more inhale. Exhale, release that leg. Bring it to your to meet your left. Fold over your legs. Just take a few breaths here. Bringing that gentle bend to your legs if you need it. Working on straightening by engaging your, I'm not going to stop saying it just so you know, engaging your quads and spread your bum cheeks a bit, engage your outer hips. Inhale, find your halfway lift, long spine. Exhale to fold. Inhale, circle, sweep arms up to the sky. Exhale, find Tadasana. So we're going to go into dancer's pose now, as this uses a lot of our hamstrings. You tend to think it's pulling your leg up high. You need to be kicking your leg up high. Okay, so start with your feet hip width. You're going to send your weight into your right foot. Find a solid base with your foot. Spread your toes. Feel your foot on the floor. Bend your left heel in towards your glute. And take hold of the big toe side. So your thumb should be on the bottom of your foot. Your fingers round the front. So heel in on the inside edge. So you're holding onto the arch of your foot. Your thumb comes up. And because we're going to kick from there. We're not doing any flip grip today. I'll save that for another day. Okay, so squeeze your knees in towards each other. In our dancer's pose, our hips stay square. So take a deep breath in. As you exhale, hinge forward. Bring your right arm forward to help be a counterbalance. And kick the foot into your hand. So you're not craning with your arm, you're kicking your leg. Really engaging your glute and hamstring. Strong in your right leg. If balance is an issue, bend the knee slightly and you've got your own suspension. I'm going to fall over now. Keep reaching the arm forward, trying to square the shoulders, square the hips. If you fall, it's okay, just reset. Knees together, inner thighs, pull together, strong in your core. On the inhale, find the length. On the exhale, hinge forward, kick the foot. We'll take a few breaths here. Find your drishti, your focal point. Fix your gaze on something. One more inhale. Exhale. Release the leg and step it back. So you're going to come into a high lunge. So arrange your stance how you need to, squaring your hips. Bringing your knee right over your ankle. And we did this in the back bend session I did. Tip your pelvis under slightly, lengthen your tailbone. Try and avoid all of this, which we would do if we were going into a full crescent. But to really feel your hip flexors, try and tuck your hips under. Bring your hands to your hips for this one. Okay. So we're going to inhale, lower the knee. Exhale, push the heel away and then come up. So the motion is inhale, down, keeping the hips square. Exhale, push the heel away and then rise the hips. So inhale, lower, exhale, push and rise. And again, inhale, lower, exhale, push and rise. If you're really keeping your hips tucked, you will feel it in your hip flexor. Because as much as our splits is length in the hamstring, it's a lot of length in our hip flexor too. So do one more of them. Inhale, lower, exhale, push, and then lift. Brilliant. Bring your hands down to frame your front foot. And then shorten your stances. Bring your back foot in and turn the foot out at 45 degrees. So your front. And I find again, if you're hip width rather than heel to heel, you've got a bit more space in your hips. Okay, so this one's quite a deep hamstring. So really engaging our quad here. Inhale, flat back. You can use your hands on your leg if you need it, or use your blocks as well. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, fold over the leg, and take some deep breaths here. Pulling the outer right hip back to square the hips, drawing your inner thighs together, activating your quad to help protect your hamstring. We'll just take a few breaths here. Don't forget that engagement of your leg. Don't let it get lazy. One more deep breath here. Inhale, wiggle the back foot back, coming into your low lunge. Exhale, step the foot forward to your forward fold. Inhale, circle, sweep arms up to the sky. Exhale, find your Tadasana. And we'll go on the other side. Sorry, we're really sniffly nose now. So, feet hip width for our dancer's pose. You can wiggle a bit further into the center of your mat if that helps. Sometimes changing yourself in space and seeing you've got space other side can help with your balance. I find it helps with my balance too. Okay, so find a base. Spread your toes. Send your weight into your left leg. Engage your quad. Engage your outer hips. Feel like your outer hip is pulling into the center. Bend your right leg and take hold of the inside edge. So again, come in, inside edge. Knees stay together because as we kick, they stay in. Try and avoid this whole kick because then you're opening your hip and you're not stretching your hip flexor. Okay, so take a deep breath in, squeeze the inner thighs, engage your lower belly. Exhale, hinging forward, left arm comes out to stabilize. Kick the foot into the hand. If you fall, that's okay. Just re-find it. Remembering that strong base of your foot, that engagement of your left leg. And bring the bend to it if you need it. Find your drishti before you even fold. So your focal point, have it there before you even go into the pose. Somewhere that you're pulling energy and focus from. So take a few breaths here. Doesn't matter if you fall, just re-find it. Lift the chest, open the shoulders, square the shoulders to the front. One more inhale, really kick. Exhale, release the back foot. Come into your high lunge. Wiggle your feet about to find your stance. Knee over ankle. Again, slight tuck of that pelvis. Might mean that your back leg has a bit of a bend to it. That's because you're actually stretching your hands, your hip flexor. Okay, so we're going to do what we did before. So inhale to lower down. Exhale to push the back heel back and then lift up a bit. Inhale, lower. Exhale, push, lift. Keep the hips tucked slightly. Inhale, lower. Exhale, push and lift. It's a lot in that right leg, so stay with it. Do 2 more. In your own time, move as slow or as quick as you need to really feel those motions in your body. Brilliant. Okay, bring your hands down to frame your front foot. Shorten your stance and turn the back foot out slightly so it's not facing the front. It's slightly less than 45 degrees. And again, you can open them to more of a hip width stance. That gives you more space to avoid the peeing lamppost stance. Inhale, find a flat back. Use your blocks here or your leg if you need it. Pull the kneecap up. Engage the hamstring. Protect your engage your quad. Protect your hamstring. And exhale, fold. Take a few deep breaths here. Pulling the left hip back to help keep the hips square. Squeezing your inner thighs together. Lifting through the left quad. And the right quad. But definitely the left. Take some deep breaths. Using your inhales to find length. Exhales to find space. One more inhale here. Exhale, bend into that front leg. Bring the left leg, right leg back. And then step all the way back into your downward facing dog. Take a few breaths here. So this is the bit where we come into our Hanumanasana or splits, whatever your expression of splits is. But before we do that, bring your knees down on the mat. This is where if you've got your blocks, they'll be really useful. If you don't, it doesn't matter too much. So, you're gonna have the right leg forward. The blocks can really help to keep you lifted because before we go into the splits, this is why I kept banging on about your quads so much because of this bit. You're gonna push your hands down into your blocks, or you can be on the floor to really protract your shoulders. So bringing your shoulders down and round your body so you're really strong there. Like if you were doing a crow or something, the shoulders come round, not up, not squeezing here, round, and you'll feel the strength in your chest and your shoulders. You're gonna take a deep breath in, exhale, lift the leg. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. So you're going to do 4 of them. And then we're going to go into whatever your expression of Hanumanasana is. Okay, so protraction in the shoulders. Draw the lower belly in, strong in the core. Deep breath in. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Last one. Exhale, lift. And lower it down. So if you've got pillows or blocks here, please use them. If you don't, be extremely mindful. So you're going to start by sliding your front leg back. Keep a bend in it for now. Don't go into it with a really straight hamstring. So you've got nowhere to go and you're going to back out if it's too much. And if you've got blocks, you can start by coming onto your blocks, tucking them more so onto the right side. And take a few breaths here. Really drawing that quad in to help protect your hamstring. You might find you might be able to go a bit deeper, but just find wherever your not absolute deepest, but a place where you can be in your splits, whatever that is for your body, where you can be and mindfully take 5 full deep breaths. So if you find your breath is like, then you're in too deep. Allow your breath to be able to flow. We're going to take 5 full deep breaths. Lifting the chest. Squeezing your inner thighs together. If you're at the point where your body's screaming, you're going to have that whole slingshot thing where you won't be able to slowly, with ease, come out of it. And that's as important as being able to be in the position itself, being able to safely exit it. Otherwise, all that effort you put into getting there, you counteract. So one more breath here. Exhale, push into your hands. Slide that front leg in, sending your hips back to come out. You can take a second, maybe sit on your heels for a moment. Just realign your body, note how that felt for you, without like, oh my gosh, I've got like 6 inches to go. That doesn't matter, it doesn't matter how far along you are. There's a lot going on in this pose. Okay, so we're going to go to the other side. So coming into your tabletop again, sending that left leg forward this time, coming into your half Hanumanasana. Take your blocks if you've got them. And again, pushing into your blocks, protracting your shoulders. The perk of blocks is that you can begin to work on lifting that leg even higher. You can still do it on the floor. You're just a bit more restricted in the height you can get that leg. So with blocks, you can work on lifting it higher and getting more muscle engagement and more active flexibility. Okay, so deep breath in, we're going for 4. Well, we're going to do 6 because we did do a few example ones on the other side. So, okay, deep breath in, exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. 2 more. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Keep your blocks handy. I don't know if that was right, by the way. I lost count, so we just did extra ones. Okay. And very gently bend in that front leg. Slide your hips forward. Use your blocks. If you've got pillows, whatever, place them more so to the left side, but still supporting your right hip too. Wherever you are, take a few breaths. Really draw that quad in. Kind of square your hips, drawing the quad up, and the squeezing of your inner thighs will help you find a more squared hipped positioning, because you find quite a lot of us go into it with open hips, which is technically, if you've got open hips, a bit easier because you're not as into your hip flexor. So really trying to lift and work your torso upwards, engaging that quad, flexing that foot, And being in a position where you can comfortably take 5 deep breaths. With every exhale, trying to find a bit more ease. That might mean you move a bit deeper. It might mean you don't. Note if your body is screaming, you need to back off. And only you can answer that for yourself. So be mindful of your body, please. 2 more breaths. Keep that bend in the front knee if you need it. And work on using your quad to lengthen. And last breath. Gently, with an inhale, slide that front leg forward. Take it back and have a seat on your heels. Maybe float your eyes closed and take a few breaths. We're going to move on to our backs in a second. But first, just take a few breaths here. Just note how your body feels, this shift in energy. Now, if you're shouting at yourself right now from not being able to do it or not being as far as you thought you would, then slap yourself. These poses take time. Okay, let your hips fall to the right side. Swing your legs out in front and lower down onto your back. So we're going to come into a happy baby to open our hips a bit after being quite forward and back with them. That's scissor, I can't remember the name. So draw your heels in, your knees in wider than your rib cage. Flex your feet and shine your soles up to the sky. Taking hold of the outside edge of your feet if you can. Elbows on your inner knees. Lower back flush to the ground. So if your lower back is lifted, take your hands more to your calves or behind your hamstrings, behind your knees. Just take a few breaths here. And rock side to side if that's nice. And then we're going to come into an eagle twist. So bring your legs like you're sitting on a chair. Cross your right leg over your left like a lady. And you can tuck the toes behind your left if you can. If you can't, don't worry. Open your arms out to the side. Shift your hips slightly to the right. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, let the legs fall to the left. Lift your head and turn it to the right. Float your eyes closed if that's nice. And just take some deep breaths, breathing right down into your lower belly. Using this twist to help massage our organs. Very gently with an inhale, bring your legs back to center, uncross your legs and recenter your spine. And then we'll go to the other side. So crossing the left leg over the right, maybe tucking the toes behind the shin if that's comfortable. Shift the hips slightly to the left, take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, let the legs fall over to the right, lift your head and turn it to the left. Take some deep breaths. I hope that this has been useful for you. I basically made this around all of the things that I like to do and I find really help me get into my splits a lot safer and a lot stronger, because passive flexibility is great, but active flexibility is far more longer lasting. So doing the strengthening exercises of your legs is really important to be able to sustain things, and being able to get that standing split as high as your passive split on the floor. It's kind of been my aim for you all. With an inhale, gently bring your legs back to center. Uncross your legs. Hug your knees into your chest and squeeze. Take a deep breath in, pouring in all of your love and energy. And as you exhale, share a bit of it out with the world. Do that again and believe yourself. Take one more deep breath in. And exhale, release your legs, release your arms, maybe grabbing a jumper if you want it. And then laying yourself down on the mat for Shavasana. Opening your legs as wide as your mat, allowing your hips to fully relax. I'm just gonna do what I find quite difficult, which is a silent Shavasana, just allowing you some time to be with your breath, being a witness to your body, to how it feels, the shift in energy around you after using it very actively and dynamically. Just allow these moments of stillness to be cleansing for you, not worrying about the rest of the day. Staying with your breath. Very gently begin to deepen your breath. Bringing some gentle movement back to your fingers and your toes. Gently shaking your head side to side. Keeping your eyes closed, just gently rolling over onto your right hand side. Connected with our solar energy as it's early in the morning. Letting some light gently filter through your eyelids, and then peeling yourself up to a seat. And take one more big breath. So inhale, Circle your arms up to the sky. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center. Namaste. Thank you for this, guys. I hope it's been okay. And you've got some things here that might help you and be useful.